Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to cover the 4 things that you want to do before traveling abroad. This will help you have a safer trip, a less stressful trip, and if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus that my wife and I, something that we do every time we travel to the Philippines, which is 3 months out of the year. That's really helpful to us. Now, to get into it, the first thing you want to do is you want to get some information about your destination. And I'm going to put the link below. So basically, the information that you seek in to verify, you want to get from a government website. You want the site to say .gov. You don't want the website to say .com or anything else, because you know a .gov is an official government website. So to get information about your travel destination, you want to go to travel.state.gov. And basically, once you key in your destination, it will give you different alerts, advisories, safe places, different things to that nature. So that's the first thing you want to do, is go ahead and get some more deeper information about where you're going to be traveling. Now, the second thing that you want to do is make sure you basically obtain the proper documents, whether that's a passport and a visa. Now, some places that you've been American and you travel abroad, you don't need a visa. You just need a passport. During my travels during the pandemic with my wife, the reason I did not need a visa to go to the Philippines is because being married to a Filipino, I was able to have the balikbayan status. So I didn't need a visa to enter the country, just as long as I entered with my wife. But as you know, things is always changing. Every year before we leave, I always check to see if the rules have changed and if I am going to need a visa to enter the country. And the best way to find out that research is, once you have the destination that you're going to travel, you go on their government website and see if you, from the country you're visiting from, if you need a visa or you just need your country's passport. So that would be a great thing to kind of give you less stress. Now, the third thing that you want to make sure you do is get enrolled in the STEP. Now, STEP stands for Smart Travelers Enrollment Program. Also, the link to this would be below, because what the STEP program does is it basically puts your information into the system. So when you visit that country, the U.S. Embassy closest to your destination will have that information. Then they will send you emails for alerts, travel advisories, or different things of that nature as you're in that country. Now, as my wife and I spend 3 months in the Philippines, my embassy is in Manila, and basically I do receive emails from them if there's something that's going on in a certain part of the Philippines, whether if it's traffic, crime, or anything of that nature. They will send me alerts. So basically to kind of help me stay safe. So you definitely want to go ahead and enroll by clicking on the link below in the STEP program. And let's see here, the fourth thing that you want to really check up on this part is get insured. Now, I know 10 years ago when I traveled to the Philippines, I purchased my ticket through my credit card company, and they gave me a certain amount of insurance as I travel abroad that was automatically purchased because I used the credit card. So you may want to check with your credit card company or even your homeowner's insurance. Sometimes you don't think about that, but it is in your homeowner insurance policy. And the reason why you want to get insurance is, I just want to use the Philippines as an example because, that's where I travel quite a bit. When you're in the Philippines, you need to see a doctor. There, you need to present to them money up front or a down payment so that you can be taken care of. It's not like here in America where they have to see you and then the hospital sends you these bills. It's not that way when you visit other countries. So also remember this: Medicare and Medicaid, if you're on those services, your medical cost is not covered overseas. That's why it's important for you to try to look into insurance. And another insurance you may want to look at is maybe traveler insurance. You keep hearing on the news how there's a lot of plane cancellations. And my wife and I, we actually got caught up in that 2 years ago. But the way we fix that is we fly Philippine Airlines when we go to the Philippines, because when we was using another airlines, they kept canceling because of the pandemic. And Philippine Airlines, I noticed they never canceled in the last 4 times we flew, and we used them even during the pandemic. Everything went smooth. So with a lot of these cancellations going on, you really want to check into insurance. Now, also remember this: if you're having a connecting flight to your international flight, for example, I'm here in Arkansas and we have to have a airline take us to Los Angeles. Then we connect with Philippine Airlines. If we get to Los Angeles late and we miss our flight because of a different airline, Philippine Airlines is not going to refund your ticket, and they're not going to give you an embrace because they say, hey, you were on a different airline. So that's why I say that there's really something to look into for this traveler's insurance. So here's the bonus. Alert your bank. Before my wife and I leaves the country, we go into our bank, and the bank manager knows us. We've been banking there for years, and the bank manager knows us. So we go into the bank, and we basically tell our bank manager, Mark, when we're going to be leaving the country and when we're coming back and the route that we're going to take. But here's why. We have a card that we don't really use in the Philippines, but we use it in case there's an emergency situation come up. Like I said earlier, when the airline kept canceling our international flight and it was postponing the flight, we basically had to just take our card, buy a ticket with Philippines Airlines to get us directly to America. That was because we alerted our bank before we left, and when we bought those tickets to come back to America on a one-way trip, our debit card was not basically denied. So alert your bank, because banks, they do have fraud protection, and if you don't alert them, you get overseas and basically they will shut it down. So go ahead and subscribe and share this, and of course like the video, because we're going to put out more videos about traveling abroad, and so that's why that'll be a good time now to follow up. And until the next video, stay positive and don't forget to put your comments below. Thank you.